Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego and rare and unusual Lego. I am limiting more of what I collect now, but this is still in line with things that I like. I'm still going to do the video of the top themes that I still will be collecting. Got to work on that, but Star Wars is one of them. Now, I don't collect everything in Star Wars. I collect X-Wings. I collect Yoda, Grogu, UCS sets, but also, if I can, I do things like this. So this is what would otherwise be a very expensive set, and it actually still is very expensive, but is a Legoland California Ambassador Pass exclusive from 2011. In fact, it's called Han Solo on his Tauntaun, and it's a Miniland scale. So these are the Miniland people, like you would see at Legoland, sometimes in the store displays at Lego stores. And it's the LLCA, that's Legoland California, Ambassador Pass exclusive. So I'm assuming the Ambassador Pass is something you buy at Legoland for maybe it's like a season's pass would be. It's at an amusement park or a theme park. I don't know. I haven't done that kind of research in it, but obviously if you got the Ambassador Pass, that was a way of getting this. Another way you can get it is the way I got it is, and you don't get the official instructions, you just piece it together. In fact, all of the parts in this particular model appeared in other sets. However, a couple of the parts are a little bit expensive, including the turntables that hold Han's leg. Those have a light bluish gray base. And looking at the model, you could probably substitute it out for the more common black, and it would not be noticeable. I have no idea why they use gray on this. In fact, unless it was supposed to represent his belt. But yeah, I think black might have actually looked better. But they use light bluish gray. So those are, on average, about $22 each. And there's two of them in there. And then there's also some clips that are used on some of his stuff here. That they're 1x1 reddish brown clips, and for whatever reason those are like two. Actually, Brick Vibe had them for $2.50. Most other sellers have them for $4 and up. So by the time Brick Vibe sells his, they'll be like $4 or $5. So half of the value of this, if you go by part out value, which is what I use. I don't use price per piece. I don't use what things are selling for on Amazon or eBay. I look at a set's part out value, and that is what it is actually has sold for by the individual piece on Bricklink. And the part out value of this, if you get all the original parts, is about $105. But again, the turntables, that would be about $45 just for those two total, and then about $5 to $10 for the clips. So yeah, half of the value of this set is in 4 pieces. It has a total of about 300. Didn't print out that. It's about 336. Oh, it says on this. I tried printing out the instructions. Again, Lego would have printed them on probably, I don't know, or maybe it did come with an actual instruction manual. I have no idea. I have to, when M&R Productions does his video, he has an actual official one. Mine's just one I Bricklink together. Mostly parts from my own store, which you can't get now because most of the rarer parts or less common parts I already got. And I only had to place one Bricklink order, is the order from Brick Vibe. So I was able to piece it together, mostly from parts from my own Bricklink store, and then go into Brick Vibe. But again, it's just common parts. So most of these parts are in sets that are available today. The 1x1 or the 1x2 jumper bricks would, you have the new mold, but it does not matter for this build. So yeah, you can piece it together instead of paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but still it's still going to cost about $100 if you want new elements to build this. I saved a lot of money by already having the parts. What are my thoughts on this? This is a Miniland Scale model. They've done those in some of the monthly model builds that Lego used to do back in the day. They don't do those anymore, but I got a couple of them, a pirate and a fisherman. They were also in the store display that M&R Productions gave me. It was a Lego store, had several Miniland figures. It's an interesting style that one can emulate, but this one's Han. And he's got some skinny legs. And the Tauntaun also has skinny legs, but... and even my daughter, she was here when I was building this, and she was like, yeah, this is kind of a skinny Tauntaun. And I'm like, yeah. The head doesn't move. Nothing really moves. And you don't really want to touch it after you build it. This is like a really flimsy build. The legs and the tail are what support it. So you got 3 points of contact, the 2 legs and the tail. And when I went to place Han on top of the Tauntaun, because you build him most of his parts separately, and then you set him down on it, and it's like, it collapsed. The whole Tauntaun just collapsed. And I had to go back and look at it because like slopes had gone everywhere. And even looking at it now, I'm like, oh, it looks like it's about to break again. And so that the Tauntaun in itself is flimsy. It's almost like this needs to be a glued model. And then also, there's one thing, there's this, Han has his binoculars. You know, when he went out looking for Luke, he had those binoculars, and they're connected to a 1x1 brick with a stud on the side, and it's not a good connection. It's like it needs to, that stud needs to be out, so the binoculars need to be to the side. It showed them going down. I'm going to turn them to the side. See, now well, you can't see, but it sits more flush now, but that's not the way they show it on the direction. They show it with when they're oriented up and down, and when you do that, it's kind of bowed out. I don't understand that. And also the legs where he's, what do you call it, straddling this Tauntaun, it's real flimsy, and he kind of bows out sometimes, and it breaks. And so it's not a sturdy build. In fact, I brought it down here. I was afraid a piece would fall off. It didn't. But yeah, this is not one of those builds you want to like be handling. It's like you want to put it away on a display and never touch it again. It's like, I think I need to get something that's keep dust off of it, because I have a feeling that this thing got dusty and I was trying to clean it. It would break. Pieces would break off of it. Yeah. So anyway, that's the Han, once again, Han Solo on his Tauntaun. They should have come up with the name Han Solo on his Tauntaun looking for Luke Skywalker, and the Tauntaun will very soon die, and he will cut the Tauntaun open and stick Luke Skywalker inside the Tauntaun. That would have been a better name for this set, except I don't think Luke would fit inside this skinny Tauntaun. But yeah, that is something you can build. So again, if you want to build this more cheaply, substitute the black turntables for the gray. Because that will save you half, and then you can piece this thing together for about $50. You could probably even substitute the clips, the reddish brown clips, maybe with something else, but they do have all reddish brown there. But yeah, and you know, one day maybe those parts will all be back in another set. That's what I keep thinking. They're common elements, so I'm like, why don't they use those in another set? And in fact, I probably should have looked, because there could have been a different mold of the clip. That's probably what I should have done. There probably is a different mold of the 1x1 clip with the clips like this instead of like this. Yeah, that I didn't even bother to check. But the turntable, it's such a common piece in black, but it's only in exclusive or expensive sets in light bluish gray. We talked about it with the cafe corner. There are 4 of them in the cafe corner, but so many people are piecing that together. And then you got people like me piecing this together, and maybe you are going to piece this together. I know I had already, when I did the video, when I was getting ready to do this, I already had a couple of people comment that they had pieced this together. Others are piecing together another one. I'm going to work on the Sith, the San Diego Comic-Con Sith Trooper bust. That will be coming up. So wow, I talked a lot more than probably necessary about this set. But yeah, this Luke, wait, what's his name? Han Solo on his Tauntaun, about to go rescue Luke Skywalker, and the Tauntaun will die, and he'll cut the Tauntaun open, and he'll stick Luke Skywalker inside it. Set from 2011. See you in the next video.